NMC4 say you know more about Abrokyire Nkomo. There's so many opportunities in Germany. So it's time to also let Ghanaians to know those opportunities and then grab it. They shouldn't waste time to grab it. It's like I would say support. That's the German word we say grab it now. Okay? So open to kwaya. You should go through the proper channel. You should go through proper offices. Don't go behind doors and then travel. It's good to travel. It's part of our life. Migration started way back, even in Adam and Eve time. You have to migrate to get something for your family. You have to migrate to get something for your country. But don't migrate illegally. That's why we are here today, Asempa 94.7, talking about Ghanaians in diaspora. Abrokyire Nkomo. So, say only Ghanaian European Center for Jobs, Migration and Development for Edi Inkitahobia. Bomodia ne fresh number 055 675 8518. And now 055 675 8516. Omuye adwuma Monday to Fridays. Anopa na wache kopim enwumre no num. Ofrom no anya omo abetima WhatsApp omo the same number. Dwumadie bia omuye bia free. They work free. They don't charge anything. If you walk in for any advice to this German European Center for Job, Migration and Development, they are there to advise you when you want to travel, if you want to get a school outside Ghana, especially in Germany. Walk into their office. I mentioned the numbers already. They will advise you how you can grab one of the schools over there, or you can get a job over there. So don't call and say somebody have asked you for your money. Don't pay a penny. It's free. We are here today to welcome a delegation from German Embassy. And on my left side, I have to introduce from my left side, the first on the list is the Deputy Ambassador to Germany, Sivin Jansen. Lina Lume. I mentioned it well? Leumann, okay. You know, the Germans, sometimes they Y, V, W, they mention it different way. As English, W, if you go to German, W is V, and then V is F, and then J is Y. Oh, you have to learn. We will get to that position soon. And then next to Lina is Felix Barnes. Is also a staff. And then we go to the next extreme end. It's my lovely sister, who is also called Miriam Thomas.
Miriam Thomas.
Miriam Thomas.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, not wasting time because of the schedule, the tight schedule of my deputy ambassador to Germany. It is saying, that's one word. I'm asking you, how are you? In Ghana, it is saying is, how are you?
Very fine. Medase, how are you? Etisei.
Medase, yo. And then in German, I would say, wie geht's?
Immer noch gut.
Right. Oh, it's say good. And manchmal is I'm basically learning also. Right. So far, I've introduced the panel to you. We have the Deputy Ambassador, Sivin Jansen, and then Miriam Thomas is the project coordinator for living and working in Germany, Goethe Institute. And then we have Lina Lume, who is as a DAAD director, also regional office Accra. And then Felix Barnes is also a program officer, DAAD. And then, without wasting time, can I shorten it? Sivin or?
Yes.
Okay, Sivin. How long have you been in Ghana, and how Ghana is treating you?
I've been here for a good 2 years. And Ghana has been treating me exceptionally well. I have traveled through many parts of the country. I have discovered a lot of beautiful cities, but more importantly, met many wonderful people that are really inspiring and lovely.
Good. So hospitality is so good.
Amazing.
Right. So about our food. Have you tasted our food?
I have tasted the Ghanaian food, yes. My husband's favorite one is wache.
Right.
My kids can't get enough of plantain.
Right.
And I'm a big fan of contombre.
Oh, good, good. I'll get you on PC. Right. Can you explain that one? Felix is going to do the interpretation so that our brothers and sisters who don't understand English or can't even hear the accent well can also get the vibe also. So Felix is doing the interpretation.
Okay, you want me to ask? The obvious answer then ope Ghana and oche say ope contombre pa Ghana and Ghana baby and ninja pa waha. Nimenya na pe Ghana.
That's what did film you know so. Oh, Chroma. Right. Same question goes to Lama. Lina. Okay, I'll go to Lina.
Yes, I originally arrived in Ghana in 2017. I have been in Ghana for 5 years and then I was back in Germany for 2 years, but overall I've been in Ghana for about 7 years. My husband is Ghanaian and my son was born here, so I think you can say I'm half Ghanaian if you have me.
Wow, so
and,
your husband is a Ghanaian?
Yes, a Voltarian.
Voltarian?
Yes.
You know the town itself?
Oh, he's from Keta.
Keta.
Anloga, yes.
Anloga, Keta. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
And my favorite food is probably kenke.
Kenke. Wow.
But I eat everything.
You eat everything?
Yes.
Wow. Then you take lunch with me today for fufu.
Okay. Yes, please.
And then not only you, the
All
team
of
will
us.
have a fufu
Beautiful.
together. Right. Let me go to Maria.
So I arrived about 1.5 years ago, initially just for 6 months of internship. And what can I say? I honestly just got stuck. I'm a German Nigerian, so I already have family in West Africa. And I'm also from the city of Hamburg in Germany, so some people might know that there's a very strong Ghanaian community there, so the culture has always been around. So I love the place, what can I say? And then my favorite food, very hard to choose. I think I'd do palava sauce.
Wow.
Yes, plain rice.
Plain rice.
For 8 CDs.
I will introduce one lunch one day for the team. A traditional food from Asante, right? It's called eto. Eto, right? You use the plantain and then red oil on it, and then either you go with small vegetables or you go with granules, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good for that introduction. Let's go straight to the business while we are here. I will go straight to Deputy Ambassador. Can you tell us and explain the embassy and their work in Ghana?
Of course, I could talk endlessly. At the end of the day, we are representing the German government in Ghana for our foreign policy. What does it actually mean? It sounds very abstract to most of the people. Let's break it down. It's working on our bilateral relationships that are incredibly diverse and dense, and we cover a number of topics. For example, I'll just name a few of them to give a bit of an idea. So for example, in the security sector, we support some agencies to establish better safety in Ghana. We support society for a more civil society for a more diverse and liberal view, and also to make civil society more active, as we consider them to be the fabric of a resilient democracy. We support, of course, also training for Ghanaians, especially in TVET, technical vocational educational training. But beyond that, also we offer German classes at the Goethe Institute for potentially also for migration We work in the energy sector, also supporting some solar power plants for more greener and safer energy. And what is most relevant for us at the moment are the upcoming elections on 7th December. So we also support some civil society organizations to help make sure that we will have safe, free and fair elections. And apart from that, we have a number of different topics, but I think I will not take too much of our time because today we are here to talk mostly about visa and other opportunities and questions that a lot of people have. If anybody is interested in what we do, check out our Facebook page and Instagram. There's a lot more to see what we're doing all the time.
Thank you very much. Right, let me go straight to Lina. DAAD is abbreviation, isn't it? Right. So what is DAAD?
Yes. DAAD stands for German Academic Exchange Service, Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. That is the abbreviation of the German letters. And what we do is basically in the name, we have three main areas of activity. The first one, and I think probably most relevant in Ghana, is scholarships. We will get into a little bit more detail about scholarships later. We also fund cooperations between higher education institutions, so university cooperations between German universities or and Ghanaian institutions. We also support that through project funding. And then last but not least, we are trying to just gather information about the Ghanaian higher education sector. The regional office has actually been expanded into Nigeria and Cameroon recently from July. I returned from Germany in July to become director of the regional office, which now means we are responsible for Ghana, Nigeria and Cameroon. We do consultations for students, for researchers, for parents of students who would like to study in Germany. We also offer scholarship opportunities. All our consultations and events are for free. So I strongly recommend anyone who would like to find out about opportunities in Germany to check out our website, go to our social media. These days we're all on social media, Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can get in touch even on WhatsApp and hear from us so you don't miss out on any opportunities.
Right. I will let Felix to do summary for me on the two. Okay.
Yeah, in terms of Ubisa, Deputy Ambassador about the embassy here in Ghana. No, or say embassy or Moshe, or Ghana, Ebwa, Abino, TVET education, security services, and you and even about what to cramp ya there, and also it won't hear some with me. Abwa, Ghana for a Nina. Now, Oko Lina Horn, so and also, or no, Ojina Homa, German Academic Exchange Service. Wamona, Omoya German, a Kuni be a more Ghana, a mobile, Emma scholarships. Yeah, a person could see a deal or a German, you know, I'm to me boy. In fact, they won't hear about whose connection might be a baby or a addition, or man or mobile or Sanya. Now, or Tressa, say, I'm from where be more I and a cashier or Ghana. They say Ghana had German Academic Exchange Service, DAD, you know. I don't know, Ejina Homa, Ghana, and your Ghana, but Jahoma, Nigeria, and Cameroon, into a regional office, Cassia, German, IUBA, or Ghana, Hano.
Thank you. Let me go to Maria. Living and working in Germany, what do you do? And then what you do not do?
Yes, I always think that the title sounds very self-explanatory, but it's always good to elaborate. So for anybody who's not familiar with the Goethe Institute, it is the cultural institute of the Federal Republic of Germany, and we operate worldwide. And so also here in Ghana, and on the one hand we promote the study of the German language. So for anybody who has to obtain a language certificate for migration purposes or other purposes, that is the address where you need to enroll in a German course and then take the exam and then actually get your A1, A2, B1 certificates. And then also they do a lot of cultural events promoting the cultural exchange between Germany and Ghana. So they do that through different music projects or the arts, any of that sort. So everybody is always welcome to pass by. It's a very open space with a large stage and a cafe which has very nice food. But okay, so the Living and Working in Germany project is a project that has been implemented fairly recently. I'm very glad that you mentioned the GEC because our work is very similar to that one. So we basically want to support Ghanaians that have decided to permanently relocate to Germany, either for employment purposes or for family reunification, and also for the seeking of vocational training. So once you've made up your mind and you actually want to go and you're in the migration process, that's where we come into play to help support with personal consultations, we also do online consultations, of course, and then different activities such as intercultural trainings, information sessions, workshops, everything surrounding the migration process. And of course, all of our activities are also free of charge.
It's free of charge?
Yes, everything.
Everything free of charge?
Yes, very important, I know.
People are welcome.
Yeah.
The Germans are always good to Ghana. You know the reason? Because if you go to the international coding, you see Ghana and Germany together. If you don't take care, if you are filling any form and then you want to put in your nationality, if you don't take care, you just tap in Germany.
True.
And the Germans also sometimes make mistake to tap in Ghana because it's just close, just together, anytime when you go to the coding. Good. Let me come back to the Deputy Ambassador Sivin. Let us know an overview of the different German institutions. Though we had Goethe Institute, DAAD, there's a lot. Let's know more about the online ones and all this together.
Yeah, contrary to some other embassies, we don't do everything in-house. So the embassy does mostly the political work, but we have a lot of different specialized institutions that work on different matters. Two of them we have here today. We will not talk about all German institutions because that's actually more than we can speak about today, but those that are relevant for any potential migration ideas. So DLD, as we already discussed, is really the scholarship entity for studies abroad, especially in Germany. We have AHK Ghana, that is essentially the Chamber of Commerce, and this entity is not only responsible for German companies, but what they also offer, which could be interesting, is something called an apprenticeship employment. So that means people can apply to do an apprenticeship here in Ghana, which is a two-track education, 70-75% in a German company, practical work, and 25-30% vocational educational training. And after this year of apprenticeship, where you really learn a lot also, your chances are quite high, although not guaranteed, I have to say, to also get a follow-up employment in a company in Germany to then migrate. We also have Goethe Institute here, as Miriam already mentioned, offering German classes, especially for a lot of work visas. Some German language skills are a requirement, so that would be necessary. And of course, the consultation for living and working. The culture shock can be severe, so I would certainly recommend to take up the offer that we have in the Goethe Institute. And then we, of course, also have the Ghanaian European Center we already managed, which is closely working together with the Ministry of Labor. It used to be the German Ghanaian Center and then was transitioned into the EU. And that helps with a lot of training and skills, also for the Ghanaian labor market and migration to other places, but also to Germany. And ideally, what they are envisioning is also circular migration. People going, for example, to Germany, working there for a while, being exposed to a very different work culture and everything, and then also going back to Ghana and bringing the skills that they gained in Germany to then bring some of these things here, just because diverse work environment is beneficial to everyone.
Right.
And who did I miss now? Nobody. That's
You
it.
haven't missed, yeah, go ahead. GIZ is always sound in people's mind in Ghana.
Yeah, GIZ is, for example,
Always,
the implementing agency for our development cooperation, and as such was the driving agency for the Ghanaian Center. And they are also the driving agency for the TVET programs that we do with the Ministry of Education here in Ghana. Actually, I would like to point out two small things for any information. We have the website that you can see here, Study In, and also the website for work to Germany, the website Make It in Germany.
Make It in Germany.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you that. That's why we are here today.
Went ahead.
Make It in Germany. And everyone wants to make it in Germany to come and support the economy. So we will get to the deep sea of that, Make It in Germany on that. Let me go to Mariam. What are the biggest misconceptions about living and working in Germany that comes up in your consultation?
So I would say the one-on-one consultations that I do at the moment are a lot more focused on the process of migrating before actually arriving there. So I would say just a broad or almost abstract philosophy that a lot of Ghanaians have that come to me is that the whole thing is just about getting there, and once you're there, everything will sort itself out. So a lot of people are very, very focused on just the visa requirements or just the technical aspects of what documents do I need, but yet they haven't really made up their minds on what they actually want to be doing in Germany, what job they want to take on, what their own talents and their own professional skills are. And I also always like to encourage people to not sell yourself under your worth, because I actually have people there sitting in my consultations with a master's degree, and yet they want to go to Germany to be maybe a truck driver, which is of course not, of course if they've made up their mind, it's their decision. I'm just saying try to shoot high if you have, and be confident in your own asset of skills, because there is a way if you just try to stick with it.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Can you summarize it for me, Felix?
Okay. In terms of Obisa, a deputy ambassador said, then Germany or Ghana, Hanoch, say, Omo and Kokupi, into your Goethe Institute, now your DAD, Goethe Institute, Omo, Miriam Tresse, Omo Yanumapi, so much German Casano or Krumha, na Abia, Omo, Ghanaian German Cultural Exchange. Say, we are Yedi, Hunkita, Home, yeah, amamre so ni nyina ka ho omedwum na DA din so mo share school ni scholarship na ambassador san kan say omo agency to say AHK so wo Ghana ha AHK omo na mo share businesses e bia wo edwuma bia wodi wo Ghana ha person koye export wo Germany nyina omo hwe na AHK so omo san boa apprenticeship say obesua edwuma wo ha nom na bia wakoye edwuma e wo Germany to say wakoye ejuma wo factory wo Germany and I say wakoye ejuma training bia obetumi akoye wo Germany almost an wo gin IZ and dem say obi ni gin IZ ejuma kese a omo ye wo Ghana ha ni Ghanaian European Center ni nyana kan gin IZ for ejuma ho na mo ejuma pi a omo ni nyana aboa e wo Germany di omo ye wo Ghana ha nti obisa Miriam say then ni questions are, and I say, besides Anthropobisa, so I'm be who know about living and working in Germany. No, I say, I did back one. I had no plan. I say, a be wo on my mobile. Be bisa. You simple. You ma abia or no training bia or master's degree grounds. No bisa. Say be okoye truck driver na so okoye cleaning job. But I say, oba Germany be able to me aye. Bibia ope. Inti ebia okuta master's na. What they say. They are able to me a man found home koto level be a office be a open in term so Germany, but oh Germany say on ye home boa say maybe our training be a warning now over to me the aqua ye juma or Germany men chow home
always thinking about cleaning or going to get a factory job, but it's about time you should also aim high. To be in offices there, to expand ourselves like the Germans are doing there. Yeah, I know they have a lot of vacancies, but because of the time, as time goes on, we will go deeper and deeper about where we should find ourselves, like Mariam said. Let's ask this question and go for a break. To Lena, what are the opportunities when it comes to scholarship?
Yes, for scholarships. Okay.
Or just put the opportunities.
Okay, because DAD, we don't only inform about scholarships, it's also generally the organization that represents German universities. So also do a lot of marketing, just information on how to study, how to do research in Germany. The funding, which I know is a very important aspect of it, it comes not after that, but it's another aspect of what we do. So generally when it comes to German universities, there's very diverse higher education landscape in Germany. So number one, let's say if you want to study, you're thinking about studying abroad, the first step would always be to make up your mind what you want to study, which institution is the best one for you. In Germany, we have public universities, we have private universities. We also have some technical universities that are at a very high level, and some universities of applied science as well. So just because it's not that you aim necessarily always for the big public university, it could actually be a small University of Applied Science. It has a very high quality and also has a very good linkage to the industry that would qualify better for some people. So the step one would be to really look into it a little bit. We have several platforms where you can do that. First step would also be to go through our website, the AAD Ghana website. If you Google us, you easily find us. You find like different information on where to start your journey. German universities have very high quality degrees and very important information that not everyone is aware about. Tuition fees at most, at least state-funded universities, is for free. So as opposed to some other countries where people are opting for, there's no tuition fees. So that makes it more accessible financially. And the second thing is there is nearly 2,000 study programs that are taught entirely in English.
2,000?
And that's only the English language ones. So for those who are worried about the German language, because we know that in Ghanaian schools you don't learn German, it's not that easy, but you can also study in English, and that would also be a way to go forward to look into those programs. That will be the first step, looking at the right university. Into scholarships, should I also talk about the scholarships as well?
We will come back to
Yes.
We will come back to details on that one. But like you said, previously we thought of only German language, which deter us to come to Germany to study or to further our courses or something like that. But today we have so many universities also using English, also for you to make your qualification. All
exactly.
This. It's good to know all this.
Yes.
So,
and the whole process that someone would be interested in, we will guide them through finding the right universities, applying with the university, and then even the visa process we will also support.
Yeah. Yamakwa Bademoba, Adum TV, Asempa FM, and Adum Radio together. Multimedia group and Asia has a German embassy, NMC4, and as a German, I buy NMC4 Asia Abrokyire Nkomo, so that we can know. Yene Ghanaian European Center for Jobs, Migration and Development, Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, and Omo Aso Jumedi Asne. They are the proud sponsors of this program. And Yaba a German embassy and Yenobo Edi Nkomo. Yabe called Deputy Ambassador, a civil. Mami, this question goes to you. Can you tell us overview of visa application?
Yes, that is quite something, but of course. So essentially we differentiate between short-term visas, which is under 90 days, so-called Schengen visas, and long-term visas, which are national visas for over 90 days. So anybody who goes for a short trip to Germany, tourism or business or something else, visiting relatives, needs a Schengen visa. And everybody who goes for a longer time to take up work, to find work, to do some kind of training in Germany, family reunion, studies, needs a national visa. Appointments for all of these visas are usually available on our website. Just decide before in which category you fall in. We often hear that appointments are hard to get. That is true. I can't deny that. But they are regularly made available. So please just keep checking. There will be an appointment eventually that you can book. If there's really nothing you can do, you can also reach out to my colleagues at the visa section through the contact form on the website, especially when it's in a very urgent case. But in any case, make sure you try to book your appointment as early as possible.
Right. How about an interview?
Interview. Yeah, so when you have secured your appointment, the next step that you really need to make sure of is that you have your documentation complete and correct. We have a checklist on the website for every different type of visas. Ideally read it more often than once and make sure that you really have everything, because when you go to the visa interview, these documents need to be there. Otherwise, you will most likely have to go through the whole process again, or you risk a denial of the visa. And this is really unfortunate for you and actually also for us. So just make sure that you have that. And when you come to the interview for the visa, just be prepared that there will be some questions about your trip and your purpose of trip and intentions. It's not a big inquiry and not a very tricky interview. It's really just to verify the documents with your own story. Something else that I wanted to say in that regard?
Regarding the processing you are going through, but we're talking about appointment. You should book an appointment on time, but sometimes people also got the invitation. The program might be maybe next month, yeah. But when you are finding an appointment, you might get it maybe the date after. So what that person, is there be special appointment or is it any way to get as early as?
Yeah. Well, special appointments we in general only make available for humanitarian and medical emergencies.
So emergency one is there?
Medical and humanitarian emergencies. It doesn't hurt to still try to check regularly for an appointment. Also potentially try through the contact form of our website, but really we only do this in exceptions just because we have such a high demand, unfortunately. What I wanted to mention earlier, it's really absolutely not necessary to pay an agency to secure your visa.
I want to come to that point later on, okay, about ways and means people also try to outweigh people to get visa for them, and then it end up in different way. But the point is, you should go straight and ask your own. Go to the website and then you do your own booking. You go your own documentation and then you go for your own interview.
Because it can be very expensive, and then you don't really know what they're doing with the process. And we have definitely seen cases where then the documentation really didn't make sense, and then it was also just impossible to issue a visa. So really make sure that the storyline of your visit matches with your documents and also with what you really intend to do.
Without taking your time, can you take us through the right documents for the people normally go for visit or tourism or something like that? What document importantly people should think of?
So with the caveat that I will not be able to describe the documents necessary for all different visa types, and that I don't have the checklist of memorized, but what is absolutely important is your birth certificate, valid passport, flight reservation, hotel reservation or assurance of accommodation with a relative or friend, and of course health insurance for the entire duration of your stay. If it is 1 day short, that will already be an issue. So these are the 5 that I can think of right now, but please, to be sure, go to the checklist on our website. Bank statements usually also.
I think the 5 most important things is what you have mentioned now. So unless maybe there's a inquiry for additional documents, like you're saying?
I'm quite sure there are additional documents, so please go to the checklist, put that on your desk, and tick every single item as soon as you have the document. Be very meticulous about this process.
Okay. Interpreter.
Yeah. In terms of visa about visa, say visa ahodo ahine yewo ne nti oche say wo visa ahodo mienu. Schengen visa na long stay visa. Schengen visa no ewo ho ma say okwakwot na ho short stay. Short stay ko si bosomo miensa ene short stay. Na bibia edi so bia ye long stay. Na short stay say bia okosa obi ana say woko conference bi ana bibia ewo ho bia. Say long stay dey bia oko suade a be che bia 6 months na dey nyina na eka ho. Na so obisa about obisa documents obehia nti obobo so say bia birth certificate any reservation hotel reservation na dey ade. Ebia men kan fa birth certificate ho sometimes obi wo ho no ma sa document omo nya ni yie ene na ye wo no Accra so na passport mu ye wo no Tamale eba na sa say different wo mo sa na no we nya asem wo ho no na o track trese ehun hia so be ko hu obia obeboa wo anya appointment uko embassy website a free just say bia uko interview ho no na we wie bibia ansa na omaji usika bi nti ehun hia say obe tua sika ma obi na ohwehwe appointment ma wo hia appointment so ade bia ko embassy page na hwehwe onsabe kan nyina nti no na
we beside this say obo ha no be ko ba bia the date there the be man no ba obenya appointment na date na twem eno so no there is a priority be and answer.
And no, you are not just priority of Mama Penny Ebia say, Ubia Yare, and now say it will be Abba Ho baby. I don't know what to me appointment in 10 times so. But Nina Chi Bibia no be able to me be same so bet me appointment in Tema. But person can say, once I was planning to opera because Sra will be and I say we start in Tem. Once starting Tema or home better or Holland.
That's good. Thank you very much. Mariam, what are professions are in high demand in Germany?
So there's actually different fields in Germany where employers are almost desperately looking for workers. And so now they have actually expanded their search for employees or potential employees outside of Germany as well. Some of these fields, just to name a few, would be the crafts, for example, jobs like mechanics, of course the whole healthcare sector, healthcare professionals, physicians, nurses, the STEM field, and then also the IT sector is very, very hot at the moment. I know there's a lot of very, very competent IT professionals here in Ghana. And other than that, also the transportation sector, just to name a few. But if you want to research further on that, if you go to makeitingermany.com, they have a whole page dedicated just to professions that are high in demand and to bottleneck professions. Yes.
All right. Let me chip in this one. What about my cameramen? Are they not be high demand over there?
A cameraman, you said? Well, technically, I mean, it all comes down to whether you're able to find an employer and whether, let's put it very simple, the employer is open to employing somebody from outside of Germany if you're not already in the country. So that's also tied to different types of visa. I mean, it comes down to whether you already have a binding job offer or contract, or you want to go to Germany to look for a job there. And in the case of a cameraman, for example, or somebody who is maybe a graphic designer, maybe it would be easier for them to already be in the country, to have this personal contact to employers, rather than applying to very general and open vacancy calls from maybe a transportation company.
Right.
It's just different.
Police, yeah.
Asempa no say ejuma ben na ehunhia pa wo Germany Nti Miriam try say ejuma to say mechanic nsan ejuma omuta ehia pa mechanics ne ehun keka ho na efin so hospital ho ejuma to say doctor for nurse for wonyina omo hwehwe nipa e wo Germany na efin so nkrofo mo IT mu computer ehun ejuma na efin so transport to say truck driver ehyen ejuma ni nyina nso mu hia pa na mso bi say na cameraman nso na o che say eno de say bia ejumako no ana say baby a omu hia no say bia omo ebisemu say omo pe ejuma cameraman sa na obetumi ehu but generally no ana say ye hwe ni nyina tra sa de wabobo su yi na omo ta hia pa wo Germany.
Right. So in general, film industries, no near any here cameramen, then they have to also go to online and then search for that. Okay, right. Let's come back to Lina. How can somebody access information and then consultation to your department?
The first step would be, or one of the easiest channels is probably our website, DAAD website. If it's www.daad-ghana.org. So very simple to find, but also you can just Google. You can even use Google Maps to find our office here. You can book individual consultations either in person or remotely. So you can also join online. Let's say if you are in Tamale or somewhere else far away, you can join online. You don't have to necessarily come. We're still happy to receive anyone who comes to the office with an appointment. And then, like I mentioned, all the social media channels are there. Yes.
Yeah, all the social media channels.
Nearly everyone. We are on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook. Facebook is very popular here in Ghana, but you can reach us on WhatsApp as well. Our phone numbers are all on our website, email addresses. Yeah. We try to cater to everyone.
Police.
Instead of saying, obviously, then I share information and I say, obviously, obviously, then why not say, and one answer by calling website and so daad-ghana.org. And your website, no, you change your P. Say, obviously, share school now. The meaning now. Or to share accommodation. Be a person who be a bit me who honor. But yeah, so DAD, yama consultation, and I say, over to me be who maybe I want to form and I say one cassa to me be who now only Eddie in Kitahu. You know, to me a bookie appointment or website no so. Maybe I so one crop more amanane almost be to me I join online. Baby to say Tamale, I want to make background, so to me, book your appointment by joining online. Now, church, or name, Nina, so you're free of charge. And when he has to be connection, might be a babo, it will be Bibia or Honor, able to me at Shell. Say they see far, yeah, social school. Say they see far, yeah, apply Emma school. Say they see far, open your admission, you know, your babo on your boy.
Okay. Let me come back to Deputy Ambassador to Germany, to Ghana, German. Savin, can you advise us? This one is straight from last week. Programs have previously done. People are making comment about services or denying of visa. Denial of visas are so common in Ghana, not only in Germany, but if somebody denies a visa, what next?
Well, first of all, sorry to hear this. It must be a very frustrating experience when you have gone through the whole process, secured your appointment, and paid the visa fee to then get a denial of the visa. It is always possible to reapply, and it is an entirely new application. It will not be taken into account whatever happened before. The usual reasons for denial would be doubts about the will to return to Ghana, incomplete documentation, or doubts about the purpose of travel. Usually that is indicated on the form. So just carefully check the form for these indications and then make sure that you bring the necessary documentation to, how do I say, take care of the concerns that led to the denial of the visa. And I know that a lot of people are often really questioning, what does that mean? How do I prove that I want to return to Ghana? It's such an odd thing that is part of the visa process. Actually, for all embassies that in the Schengen area, that is an essential part of the visa process. It really just means somehow show that you are well rooted in Ghana, and that is very different for every single person. Is that your civil engagement, is that your family, is that your job, is that a house, a home that you own? It really could be anything. So just put that into your application to make sure that this is well reflected there.
Okay. Felix?
Say visa, unsan kan visa, kwan ben so na obetumi afa, ebia ayo ho adwuma biom. Na o kire say unsan kan visa ebia wan sheda nkire mu yie de ntia okwakoye na adwuma potin akwakoye ana nipa kwa akwakosra no untumi ankire mu yie e wo interview na ase ebi wo nso ebia o document papers ni bi no ebi wa entwawie nyina kan ho abetumi say you be deny visa na so nsan kan visa ebi nso wo ho no ma ebia omo bisa won sem bi se bi say on person mu hu kwan a efa so a ebia ogina bia wo Ghana ha emu ye den ebia say wo family ana say ebia wo ye adwuma bi ana say usua bibi wo ha no se wentumi nkyerɛkyerɛ nyina mu yi a nyina betumi gina ho ama nsan kan visa ba nsan kan visa kura mpo a omo won hyehyɛ wɔ hɔ no ma ebia obetumi asan de wo document atom biom to say ebia for school de betumi ahwɛ on papers mu na ya boa or advice so say no beti aya obetumi apply for visa no biom.
Right. Let me come back to Deputy German Ambassador. Yes, you are not going into the visa session more. We want more about the education, opportunities over there. A lot of Ghanaians have the skills, but they don't have the documents to prove, because years back, if you don't have the knowledge to speak English, to get good results in English and maths, you will be dropouts. So the dropouts are so many on the what do you call it? The skilled labor force. I would say so. The labor force have so many, the carpenters, the masons, the mechanics, and all this. We have a lot who are experienced people in the system, and they also want to make it. What advice do you have for them?
Well, for, let's say, people who don't really speak English, I have to admit that it's going to be a little bit tricky. Germany is definitely a very international country by now. You would be able to pass through a lot of cities very easily speaking any German. And also Lena attested to that with over 2,000 study programs that are offered in English. But without any German or English, life in Germany will just be quite difficult. It won't be easy for anybody to really connect with society around him. It doesn't mean, of course, that it's impossible, but I think chances then are quite slim. At the end of the day, it means that you somehow need to secure an employment or training contract with a German company that is willing to hire somebody who doesn't speak German or English. So I would assume that has to be some kind of diaspora company, maybe by a Ghanaian, but you can already tell it's becoming thin ice.
I'm talking about the documentation. Some of them don't have certificate to prove that they have learned that trade, they have learned that job. We have a lot.
Yes, if I may add to that. So, I mean, basically, what Germany wants is skilled workers, right? And you have to prove that somehow. And if you acquire the proof once you're in Germany, that is also a form of proof. So if you already have some just manual experience, you can maybe try to apply for one of the AHK programs for vocational training in Germany. So the vocational training system in Germany is, at least in the crafts or in transportation, for example, it's usually a dual vocational training system. So you do part in school and part of it you're actually employed at a company. It's actually a form of employment. So you will already earn money during this time, not enough to send back home, but for those 2.5 to 3 years, you will go through a very specific German apprenticeship system. So that could be an option to then apply for a visa for vocational training. But that, of course, only works if you already have a place, let's say a company where you can do this training. Yes.
Now, we say, o certificate and do actually, but we
Only be cry.
only be cry. So, be when you man kakra, and also obey anything. No, I say to say AHK, so you can AHK one semester or more apprenticeship training. In Tibia, only be cry. Ube to me follow AHK or more social media, be able to me training opportunity nibi. No, Sano, your call company be our Germany. Now, Nina, my training. If I crowd him, you the P. Becca home, you are your papers. No, we are training now. Company be our Germany, will to meet the Akonta internet, TVET, training and education. Nina, with me, Germany. Punch all right.
Lina, let's come back to the scholarship. In detail, how can somebody assess the scholarship out there?
Yes, thank you for the question. The DAD scholarships are available generally for all areas and also for all levels. Although not, it's a bit complicated because there are several programs funded by different ministries in Germany, so we always recommend to really go through the DAD to find out which programs are the right ones for the line of study that I want to do. There are programs for study, for research in Germany, to do your whole PhD, do a whole master's program, for short-term stays, internships, etc. Then also one specific program that DAD is offering is called In-Country In-Region Scholarship, where for selected institutions all over Africa, you can receive scholarships either as, let's say, as a Ghanaian to study in Ghana, but it's for pre-selected programs. So there's a few programs, a master's and PhD at University of Ghana, at University of Development Studies. You want to add something? That's it. Okay, currently it's University of Ghana. But also if you want to study in mathematics, you could go to South Africa, study at African Institute of Mathematical Science. So it's a list of different study programs that enable students or researchers to study in their home country or in another African country. That's something I wanted to add because there's a call out right now, and for someone who's interested, please go to DAD Ghana website, find out about the call and see if maybe that is relevant for you. Yes, I think generally I always advise to go through us. We really offer consultations on everything, even on the visa issues. We mentioned it before, it's not that easy to fill the forms. You don't want your visa to be rejected, so please always go through the DAD website and consult with us.
Let me just wait 2 years scholarships, say DAD, your mama scholarship, say, your mosika would be SSU, say, Unibia. But Unibia, I was say, Unya, Yansan, and I say, Unya papers, no, so I will to maybe apply. Until now, our scholarships in the war, you are who do P out back to Germany, say, obey or masters, and now say PhD. But your son was scholarship, Nibia, which medicine then so Ghana, and now say Africa, America, no, a more special institutions. In Ghana, they say, there were programs that were University of Ghana, me and Sape. To me, Enya who scholarship idea call. Now, Nigeria, Benin, South Africa, your other programs, scholarships to me. edi akosua de apart from say obenya scholarship akosua Germany ni nyina enso wo honom.
Yes, we are still talking about the scholarship, the school. Let me go to Goodhill Institute. Do you have it across the 16 regions?
Sorry, come again.
The institution, the Goodhill Institute, is it across the 16 regions? You have it?
You have it all over the country.
Oh, okay. So sorry. So our office, the building is here in Cantonments, not far from here.
So it's only in Accra.
It's in Accra, yes. Right. But I would say, especially our projects, so living and working in Germany, we're actually aiming to expand outside of Accra and also offer our activities in different regions. So it's already accessible through online digital events, digital activities. I know that's not accessible for everybody, so we're actually right now working on a concept to go to physically go to these different regions with our course instructors to regularly offer support on the migration process and information.
So if I want to learn the German language, can I start learning it in my region and then do the examination also in the region, or should come and do the exams in Accra?
You come and do the exams in Accra, and you can learn online. We also offer online classes. Yes, for the whole language classes schedules, please go to the website and check them.
Right.
Yes.
Is it cost?
Oh yes, they're not free of charge.
It's not, that one is not free of charge.
The language courses, no.
Right.
It depends on what language proficiency you want to go to. It also depends on how much time you have on your hands. If you can do 4 hours for 5 days a week, there will be the intensive package that is usually a bit more expensive, ranging between 2,000 Ghana cedis and up. But I'm not entirely sure because I'm not of the language department, so please check the website for all of that.
Right. So if I'm looking for A1 or B1, I can sit in my comfort zone in any region, go online and learn, and then come and do the exams in Accra.
Yes.
That one is
100%. Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So anyone can do the teaching, or can open his or her classes somewhere to teach somebody. The exams certificate is supposed to be given by the person from the Goethe Institute.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That one is clarified for me, because a lot of people also putting billboards out there, come and learn German and all this. Those certificates, is it also recognized?
Oh yes. The certificate. Oh, I heard the
talking
certificate
about
of
those who are
Goethe
also
Institute.
doing classes.
You mean outside of Goethe
Outside
Institute?
the good, in the
No,
country.
no.
In the country.
No.
So if I go and learn from Mr. B, or institution billboard somewhere, if I follow them and then go and learn and give me certificate, like I got maybe A1 or B1 from them, is it accepted by the Germans?
No.
Okay. So you have to.
You can, of course, do the German class with any institution you
Yes.
like. At the end of the day, for the visa process, at the moment, only the certificates by Goethe Institute are accepted. It is possible for other institutes to also issue these certificates if they have been approved, but so far we don't have another one in Ghana, only Goethe Institute. Maybe that changes sometime soon.
Emerson Obisa about Sobusia Casano, German Casano. Then no Goethe Institute or more Accra, but Ebi Amosha Sombe Buana, Ebi Amodi Jumadiana Ako other regions. But also Casano Butmian so online. Ebi so ha Obisa say more schools to be around almost so German and no certificate of Momano Ebebuana. But I know almost a day Goethe Institute certificate Nebua. But to me, Casano will be open. We are about exams for Goethe Institute now. One more certificate.
Yeah. That's very rare. Thank you for this explanation, because a lot of people are helping for people to learn the language. It's good to learn the language. Whether maybe you are going to Germany for different purpose, that you can communicate on the street. But if you want to get the visa from the embassy, you need that certificate from Goethe Institute. That's clarified. Okay. Adum TV and Adum Radio. Hi, Abrokyire Nkomo Jumedi. Debi I did Saturday, and as a member, debi a no so a couple of watching. Then enya kwenya enya German namsifo ama omo be chechere so many opportunities are a war German memu. Debi I sorry I say pedwuma ye edwuma e wo Ghana ha edwuma wo wi asafa na nyina but German for opportunities listening will be but near Tikasa ninety ye pese ye beko ho. Ye sorry ani de ni ahwe UK call it Brofu UK there be. You say German for say wo de won ti Brofu I won ti German kasa no kra na sia German na kakra na bra wo de wonya A1 na bra adwuma wo ho obema obi aye. The nyina ne say me fa kwambo ne so documentation wise no bring proper document. Just speak the truth. You will get opportunity over there and to help you, help your family, help the nation building. So we have the Deputy German Ambassador, Ewa Hase. We have our sister, our mother, our everything. She's my best friend now. Yeah.
You too.
Sivin Jansen. And then we have Lina Lume. Also the DAAD project coordinator,
Director of the region.
Director of the mission.
Yes.
And then we have Maria Thomas, also the coordinator.
Yes.
Yeah, at the Goodwill Institute, and they're living and working in Germany.
That's
and I'll add and study in Germany also. Living, working, and study in Germany.
Actually, it's just living and working, and then the DAAD is
That's what I'm
studying.
saying. So
Ah,
the
okay.
study,
So you
I'm
put it
just
together.
put together.
Sure.
Living, study, and working in
Yes.
Germany. That's what all this program is about. The program bebre, yes, any more educamo biwa, and no more bebre or a camo. It is a UT program now. But the answer or no comment or question be away be ever to a Facebook, a Asempa 94.7, and now say YouTube. Asempa 94.7. You better quality all the questions, you know. Then the second day I better know what share be or no. And the second time I know be share no. They will answer all that questions for you. And say Munti ena multimedia yo ho. Ena yes 20 ena mosumo ho. Eti we come back to the final session. Sivin, what do you have for Ghanaians or the listeners about Ghana-German relation on this type of opportunity card?
Well, on the topic that we have discussed today, studying, living and working in Germany, I think it is absolutely important to note that we have different institutions that offer different services, AHK, German European Center, DAAD and the Goethe Institute. And they can offer tremendous help already here in training, but also in consultation and to help you make your way to Germany. It sometimes seems a little bit complicated, if not even overwhelming, because we have so many different programs and possibilities and ways to migrate to Germany. So it's really up to every single individual to first find out for themselves what they want to do and where they want to go. Is it studying? Is it working in a high qualified job? Is it working in a medium qualified job? Is it to look for work in Germany? In which area do you want to study? In which area do you want to work? And then really start the research and consultation process with the different agencies that we have here. There is really a lot of support and help and information out there. So make it clear for yourself where you want to go, and then a lot of people will be there along your way holding your hand to help you make that.
Good. So, which means if I have a family living there, what can I do in relation with my family over there who is also maybe a citizen? What help can I seek from them?
Well, if there is a possibility in some cases for family reunification. That's a whole different type of visa, a bit outside of what we discussed today, but that is really only available to very close family members, and sometimes Germany and Ghana have a bit of different conceptions about what close family members are. So make sure that you follow the German conception on this one, because that will be decisive for the visa process for family reunification. But apart from that, of course, your family that is already in Germany, if it's not the close family for family reunification, can help you to determine where would I live, maybe sort out also accommodation in the beginning, help you with contacts to potential employers, help you a little bit with the culture shock that will eventually come. But I think first it's really about making your way to some of the institutions we have present here today, and decide what you want to do. I mean, just to go to your family in Germany and then see what happens, unfortunately that is not really something that we can make possible for a long-term migration. Of course you can visit them, but then you will also go back to Ghana to your life here.
Thank you very much. So if I get Schengen visa from Germany, I can even go and visit somebody in a different country in Schengen, among the Schengen?
Yes, of course. So that is the point of the Schengen area. So if you have a Schengen visa, you can go to any country in the Schengen area. It's important to note that the embassy issuing the visa needs to be of the country that is the main purpose of your stay. Okay. So usually that's the country of entry, unless you have some other compelling reasons. So if you go to the German embassy to apply for a visa and you want to visit your family, then ideally your family is also in Germany.
Right. Felix.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Ubisa ambassador say ebia say travel say ebia wo family wo amanone a dem one omutumi aboa no say the hu hia pa na say obehu adwuma opeson koya na say bi opeson kosua ewo Germany nti no na hu hia na no say omo enkoku pio metumi aboa say AHK one opeson kosua TV ni nyina metumi aboa say person kosua de wo university DAD nso wo honom kasa no so Great Institute nti enya say wo family ewo Germany pekeke but hu hia say adepoti a wo kwakoye wo kro hodom no obenya ehu emboa ye ana ehu boa no ewo hanom ansa na obekwa wakọ ebia o family de obetumi aboa o se ebia ope bebi atena na se cultural shock obetumi aboa ebia pese bi no mebo ama wode a fine but de ehu hia pa ne se edwuma di a person koye wo Germany enu na ese ondi hu edwuma ewo ha ansa na obekwa wakọ.
Okay, let me come to Lina. What do you have to summary all what we have for us about the DAAD? Can you summarize who needs help, who's supposed to be here, and then support you have for the community?
Thank you. Generally, like I said before, it's in the name. The DAAD is a German academic exchange service. It's also the German academic exchange service. So it's for those students and researchers who are looking to study in Germany, cooperate with Germany. There needs to be some type of German institution included. As I mentioned before, it's not only students, individual scholarships for students or researchers. It could also be partnerships between universities. So everyone who is interested in academic cooperation with Germany can be in touch with us through the various channels I mentioned already. And you mentioned before that it's important it's probably a good option to go through us because we are appointed by Germany to do this type of work. We don't charge for our services. And better than using a paid agent who might not be really in the field is to go through us because we are here already. So please do get in touch. And last but not least, don't rely on someone to tell you what you want. Go and find out yourself what you want to do. Exactly, that's what also Suvin said. Do your own research and figure out your own way, but use us in the process to supply you with the information you need. Thank you.
Nti Lina nso ka sɛ ɔmo wɔ hɔ ma asɛ DAD ɔmo wɔ hɔ ma obi bia ɔpɛ kosua de ɛwɔ Germany. Nti sɛ bia oyɛ school ni anasɛ even oyɛ university wɔ Chrome ha na ɔpɛ sɛ mo ne university sɛ wɔ Germany ɛno nso ndi nkita ho ɛno nso ɔmo wɔ hɔ ɛma mo ɛnyɛ sɛ ankora nkonkwa emom universities nso ɔmo wɔ hɔ ma ɔmo nyinaa. Na ɛho hia sɛ ɔbɛkɔ hu obia sɛ ɔbɛtua sika sɛ nibakɔ bɛboa wo. DAD wɔ hɔ ma obi bia untua hwe ɛno ano sɛ webuki appointment na oni abedi nkita ho.
Okay, Marianne?
Yes, so I just wanted to make a small remark about the vocational training that I spoke about because I'm not 100% sure if I made it clear. So yes, there is a possibility to take on vocational training in Germany. However, all of these vocational trainings are conducted in German, meaning both the companies expect a minimum language proficiency of B1 and then also for obtaining a visa at the embassy. So yeah, that's just on a side note. And as for living and working in Germany, so let's say you've made up your mind now, you want to migrate to Germany, you also maybe want to know what professions you want to work in. I think your next steps should be first seek out online information because there's a lot of online platforms by official German authorities with very reliable and trustable information where you can research and seek information also on our website, which is the Goethe Institute website, but then you go to Living and Working in Germany and you scroll a little bit and we provide all the links of very important platforms to research. Then of course enroll in a German course, start learning the language, and you need to have your qualifications recognized, whether that is a university degree or any other certificate you have. There's also different authorities that are responsible for checking whether your qualifications match the qualifications of the German profession. We also provide consultation in that because the process can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And yes, then find out about the conditions of obtaining a visa based on what you want to do there, and of course participate in our activities.
Right. There's one thing I want to add, the process
Yes.
about the student visa. Can you highlight it there for me a bit?
Student visa, I think our colleague Felix can elaborate on that.
Okay.
And mention as if vocational training. Say the vocational training won't come say we only need certificate bia no be say on kosua ade wo Germany Akonta ho. Akonta ho mom, but was say unsua kasa no. Nti kasa no say minimum B1 level and sign up to me akọ Germany akọye vocational training. Nti no na okaka an say only certificate kra obetumi akosua ade wo Germany, but who here B1 certificate. And sana wakosua saade no wɔ Germany. Now a person can say we hear information say okotena Germany aye adwuma na say esua bibi vocational training. Ni nyina more information wɔ online. Na German aban ankasa wɔ website papa obetumi ahwɛ enya ho information. Yen say beko bibi bia keke akɔhwɛ na wohwɛ bibi na wo hu a wo de bra Goethe Institute na any omundi nkuta ho na bisa mo about science nyina ho visa wo hia ni nyina ombeboa wo say opportunity card o de wo him bio ni nyina ombeboa wo na mi sa fe wo bisa about student visa say visa ye rekosua the process nti say student visa de nhye wo no say wo be call online appointment so na no wo be fill form actually say ebia opese onkosua saa na embassy ankasa be ma o data o de beba nti no appointment no eni ho trasa o be fill form waiting list form and sana when your appointment no nti when your appointment na wa call interview no na sese asa hyehyɛ na aboa pa say unya appointment na wo call a enche na on sa account visa no because wa call through processing ya no wa ma na short akakra but answer na on sabeka appointment no ne ebia eche ebia obuki waiting list obi buki to say July ho baby September, end of September, and I say early October, and sign a appointment. But no call interview, no, within 10 or 14 days, na mensaka visa and say, we will be oko.
Right, right. I think you thank the mission for accepting our invitation, and then I'll also thank our sponsors, the GIZ, which is Ghanaian European Center for Jobs, Migration and Development, always be our backbone to let Ghanaians to know what the opportunities in Germany. It's about 8 years now we've been working with them, and then I would say we still have a collaboration. We are a family now, and then most of the programs you also let us know, so that we want the public to know that German machine is still working in Ghana. We need Germany, Ghana needs Germany, Germany needs Ghana. So it's a way in, way out. So though you need us there, we also need more of the Germans to come and also operate in this country. We have a lot of vacuum, we need factories. We know the VW is in town, but we need more so that the employment also will be in a boom in this country. And not coming to only Accra. We should also think of the hinterlands. We have a lot of places for you. We have lands for you. All time don't wait for anyone. We say thank you for opening your doors for us, and we know we continue from where we are another time. Thank you. Deputy Ambassador to Ghana, German side, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Steven Jansen, thank you. Director, DAD, Lina Dume, thank you, Felix Banks, to interpret everything for us. Thank you, Marian Thomas, also giving us insight out about the language. And then I think multimedia will come and apply so that we also learn the German language, so that we get a German program also on multi-TV across Joy Learning and all this. And I know I will come to the office and then we sign that contract. Steven, is true?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then we have to get a learning, Joy Learning. We have to get German session also there to train people. So here will be the end of Abrokyire Nkomo. Yedamase say monya asoati. Enu say no man nyina na mote ase. Yes no emrese mu nyina na mobema mososo yate mo session of questions no na yede abre mpanyifo na yama dwumadie no aye pepepe. Akwanya bebre na wo Germany. So many opportunities. I think say Cologne crowd here. I heard they need somebody to train the Ghanaians in Chi, Ga, and then Hausa in Cologne. The Ghanaian community